Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm doing a book review on Up in the Treehouse by K.K. Allen. Make sure you stay till the end of the video because I will be announcing a giveaway for a signed copy of this book. I wanted to quickly mention that K.K. Allen is the author of the Summer Solstice series, which I've talked about several times on my channel. I have a full series review on these books. I will leave a link down below if you're interested in checking it out. So now time for the review. This review will be spoiler free, so if you haven't read this book, you can still watch this video. This is a new adult contemporary book following Gavin and Chloe, who have been best friends since they were 12 years old. They eventually start developing feelings for one another, but nothing ever happens between them. During the night of their high school graduation, something tragic happens. Chloe ends up moving away since she is attending a college out of state, and so most of the story takes place 4 years later. During those 4 years, Gavin and Chloe have not seen each other or spoken with one another. So 4 years later, Chloe ends up moving back to her hometown, which means that she will eventually run into Gavin, who is still living there, which means that she and Gavin are back into each other's lives and they must face the consequences and come to terms of what happened 4 years ago. I love that the romance consisted of these two characters that have been best friends since they were 12, and then there's that 4-year break while they were in college, and now they're back into each other's lives, and all of these feelings between them start surfacing again. I feel like I haven't read that many books where there are two best friends that fall in love. There are definitely books out there, because a lot of the books that I read consist of characters that have to get to know each other first before they fall in love, but Gavin and Chloe are familiar with one another, so I love that they have this history together. And honestly, the whole best friends falling in love is a trope that I love to read about. The fact that 4 years have passed since these characters have spoken to one another was really refreshing to read about, because their whole dynamic was just very different than the usual dynamic of two best friends falling in love. Both characters are really likable. Since this is a new adult book, these characters are in their early 20s and they both have a job, which does come into play throughout the story. I really like seeing these characters working because I read a lot of YA books and most YA characters don't have jobs. So it was just really nice seeing characters adulting. Gavin is really creative and artistic, and Chloe likes to write. As you can imagine, there was a lot of tension between Gavin and Chloe when they first reunite. What I love about the author's writing is that you really feel and understand how a character is feeling and why they behave in a certain way. The characters do make several decisions in this book that did frustrate me, but because of the author's writing, I am able to empathize with their decisions. One of my favorite things about this book is the structure. I love the flow of the novel. The book starts off with the very beginning of the characters meeting, and it would switch back and forth from past to present for a small chunk of the book. Once the readers learn more about these characters' backstory, the rest of the book would stay stuck in the present, aka the 4 years later. I've read other books where transitions like this felt really jumpy, but in this book it flowed really well. This book is also told in dual point of views, which I personally really love, and it also doesn't alternate with every single chapter. Chloe might have 3 chapters in her point of view and then it would switch to Gavin. There was also a really great female friendship in this book, which I really loved. Chloe's best friend is named Jazz, and I really hope that there could possibly be a spin-off with Jazz's character because I think she's really interesting and I would love to read more about her. Another favorite thing about this book is that I love all the different themes that it deals with. One important theme is bullying, and I really love the way the author handled it throughout the story. Since this book is called Up in the Treehouse, you might be wondering, what does this treehouse have to do with this book? Well, let me tell you. The whole story revolves around a treehouse, which was a significant part of these characters' childhood, and I love that addition. Throughout the whole book, the author would write certain things that would relate back to the treehouse, and the book is actually divided into multiple parts, and each part is called a branch. So the first part is called Branch 1, which is graduation nights, and I just love that everything about this book just tied back to the treehouse. I also really enjoy the epilogue, especially with a lot of contemporary books. Some authors would leave their epilogue very vague, but this book gave me exactly what I wanted to hear. It was a really great ending and very satisfying. Overall, I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. My main problem with it was the decisions that the character made. They did go back and forth quite often. The first couple times I understand, but then it just got a little bit repetitive. So like I said, I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I do highly recommend this book if you're a big fan of new adult contemporary books. So now time for the giveaway. The giveaway will consist of one signed copy of Up in the Treehouse by K.K. Allen. The author will be sending it out to the winner herself. So unfortunately, this giveaway is US only. I will leave a raffle copy link in the description box below, so just click on it and follow the instructions there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I will see you next time. Bye!